Yeah, welcome to the session. Yesterday, we have discussed on these topics of subnets and what is the IP address. This notation of how to how many IP address will be reserved. So total 5 IP address will be reserved, and then we have discussed on the subnet yesterday. And then what are the different virtual network components? So if you are clear on these topics, then we will proceed today. So I am showing one question on the screen. So try to answer this. So the question is a subnet has address range of 10.3.0.0/16. Which IP address can be dynamically assigned? You try to
First one.
answer. Okay, winner, you are saying this one. Okay,
Yes.
any other tries? I think we have in the such class of okay, Sai, Dilip, Arbhavani. Hope you can see the screen, right? Other people.
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Yes, visible.
try to answer. I mean, if you are clear on the concept, it will be very easily can understand. Just try to answer this. You see, whenever an IP is get address, IP address is assigned dynamically, which IP will be assigned? So yesterday I have said you right. Total 5 IP address will be blocked. So you can take that as a clue and then you try to answer this.
Okay. 254. I think the last one, but it will directly take from like 10.3 dot 0 dot. It will take like 0 dot 254, right? But
Yeah.
Uh,
uh, here the third one is 10.3 dot 255 dot 254. So I don't think that is the perfect one. Like 0, 1, 2, and 255. 255 will be blocked, right?
uh,
0, 1, 2.
yeah, correct. So
Yeah.
because the reason you yes when I said that is the reason. So because 0, 1, 2 and 3 comma the last IP 255. So these IPs will be blocked. Total 5 IPs. So remaining out of the options remaining is 254. So 254 IP address will be assigned. Okay.
No, I do have a doubt here. Like,
Okay.
it will take the subnet like 10.3.0. It will take. Then after it will take to
See,
254 or
ideally it will assign 10.0 dot
253.
3 dot 0 dot 0/4 it will assign because the first is 4, right? So then it will
Yeah.
assign 5 and so on. It will the last is 254. Okay, but the options
But
I have shown here is out of these three which it will be assigned. So it definitely it will go with 254 only.
like 10.3.0, it should be like 0 dot 255, right?
Yeah,
254, right?
yeah, 0. Okay, this it is shown wrongly actually. Okay, yeah, yeah, it will not assign this one. Okay, okay, let me go here once. Yeah, correct. This was wrong, printed wrongly. Okay, the intention you got correct. That is the right way. Okay. So other people are also clear on this topic, right? I mean, just what is the question we have discussed and the solution. The solution we have discussed.
Yes, understood.
Okay, fine,
Yes.
great. So now we will discuss the topics of network security groups and then application security groups. Okay. So how a network security group will behave and what is the concept behind that is okay. Okay, let me open my window. Okay. Consider what I'm trying to do is here I am creating a virtual machine. So this is my virtual machine I have created. So in this virtual machine, so what are the we can limit the access. Okay, I mean we can govern exactly. So how what is that network traffic that we can allow into this, and what is the traffic that was allowed. Suppose if you are staying in any hostel, let's say example. So when you are trying to enter to any hostel, you will be having a security person. So at the security guard he will ask, okay, you are belonging to this hostel or not, you are having a valid authorization to this hostel, like if any of your friend is staying inside it. So he will ask all the questions and then only he will enter you into the hostel. So it is like a check that is being performed by the security person. So that security person is one type of person. The similar way in Azure portal also, in suppose if you wanted to enter into in any virtual network or you can any resource. Okay, let's say uh, I have created this VM in a virtual network. So I will name them. Okay. Okay, so consider this is my virtual network VNet. vnet, and this is my VM. So first I will give an example of hostel and that thing that will be very easy for you. So consider this is a hostel block, and then I will draw one more room inside it here. This is a room example, consider. So what you are trying to is one person is trying to enter. Well, suppose a third party person is there. What he is doing is he is trying to go into this room actually. So what happens is first he should enter this hostel gate, and then after that he will enter this room. So first there will be two checks here. Okay, the first check will be here, security person will be here, security person. And then one more thing is here you should it is like a door lock in the sense you should knock the door, then only they will open, then only you can enter it. So here what happens is if you wanted to reach your destination from the outside, first you should get an authorization, I mean get a recognition like I am this friend of this person, then security person will allow you inside. And then after that if you wanted to enter to the room, you should do, I mean you should have a door lock or you should knock the door, then only you will be able to go inside. So if any in any place whatever the situation you have, this is the minimum security things that will be taken care. So in the similar way, if you wanted to access this VM, okay, I am a person from the outside. Let's say I am sitting in other network, or let's say I'm a person from the outside. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to access this virtual machine. So we cannot directly provide this virtual machine directly to this outside world. So what we will do, similarly we will create one security person. This security person is nothing but network security group. Okay, I will write here here I will create my network security group, and I will attach this group to my virtual network first. So what I am doing is here I am creating two network security groups. Ideally one is enough, just for your understanding I am giving here. So this is my NSG. NSG is nothing but network security group 1. So similar way what I will do is I will create one more security group, and I will attach to this VM also. So what you should understand is we can attach network security group at resource level also. Resource level in the sense VNet is one Azure resource and virtual machine is one Azure resource. So we can attach our network security group at resource level, Azure resource level also. So what I am doing is now I have created one more network security group, and here I am attaching to the VM level. Similar, what is the concept that we have discussed is about the hostel room? The same I have discussed, trying to replicate here. Now this is the person. First, before entering to the VM, I should enter to the VNet. So what I will do, I will hit my VNet. Then network security group will stop me. So it will check what it will check here. In hostel means he will call your phone to your friend, and then he will say, okay, allow him like that. But here we will be having some rules. Those rules are named as inbound rules, outbound rules, inbound rules and outbound rules. Inbound rules, inbound port, I think, inbound port rules, and then outbound port rules. So here as you are entering inside, inbound port rules will be applicable for you. So it will validate whether this I mean here in the sense this person here we will think it as IP or something. So let's say this IP, what I'll do is I will assign one IP to this person. Let's say this person is having IP of 10.0.0.56. Okay, let's say some random IP I'm assigning to this. Okay, so what you'll do is this IP, the person of this IP of this person is 10.0.0.56. So first it will come and it will hit the NSG. In the NSG it will check whether this person IP is authorized. So what you should do, ideally you should configure in the inbound port rule like allow this person who is coming from 10.0.0.56. So you will go to your inbound port rules, and in the inbound port rules you will define like allow this IP person. Then your first level of check is passed here. So here your first level of check is passed here. So you can enter inside till VNet only you have got authorized. Now what is your next goal? You should hit the VM. So if you hit the VM from VNet, your request will go to the VM. Before going to the VM, your NSG will stop you again. So again NSG in NSG of okay, here NSG2 I should mention, sorry, I will mention it as here NSG2. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, NSG2. So what happens is the request will go to the virtual machine. Before going to the virtual machine, as we have attached the network security group to the virtual machine, it will check in the network security group. Where it will check again? It will check in the inbound port rules of network security group. Again, we will define inbound port rules again here for NSG here. So in the inbound port rules, again we should specify like allow this IP. Similarly, you will be having the outbound port rules. Outbound port rules is for the traffic that is getting going from VM to the outside. So when that in that cases outbound port rules will be applicable. So in the outbound port rules, what I will do again, I will add this IP again, 10.0.0.56. Okay, what I will do is, so if any traffic is coming from this IP, allow this traffic to the VM and take the required data. So this is way how network security groups can be attached to VM and it will function. The main thing of network security groups is the rules, how we will be configuring them, and then it will allow the traffic inside it. So okay, I'll go to my PPT. If you are having any queries also, you can stop me at that time. So you can see the description here. We can limit network traffic to the resources in virtual network using a network security group. So a network security group contains a list of security rules. Give me a second. Okay. Here we will be having a set of network security rules, that is nothing that it should allow or deny, that is nothing but inbound or outbound network traffic. So a network security group can be associated to any subnet or network interface. A network security group can be associated multiple times. You can assign this network security group multiple times also. So association, what is the association is nothing but, so whenever you create a network security group, you can associate them to any of the resource, like any subnet you can associate, or any vnet virtual machine you can associate. Association is nothing but linking them. So as you have seen in the figure, here we are linking the network security group to the vnet, and we are linking the network security group or another security group to the VM. So that is nothing but the association. So moving forward, okay, coming to the network security rules. So as we have already discussed, I have said it at high level, we have inbound outbound rules. Okay, let's see it clear. So security rules in network security group enable you to filter the type of network that can flow in and flow out. So as I said, right, here when you are going to the hostel, it will filter, okay, what is the network it is coming, whether it is a genuine person is coming or not, whether a genuine person is going into the room or not. So those are validations coming from the host perspective. Whereas coming to the network perspective, that network is coming from the correct network or not, whether it is a authorized subnet or not, those are all the parameters it will validate. Next, Azure creates several default security rules within each security group. So whenever you create any security group, generally default rules will be created automatically. So you will be having the 3 default rules for inbound and 3 default rules for outbound. I will explain that in the next 1 minute. So you can add many more rules. So you can, by specifying that what is the name, what is the priority, what is the port, what is the protocol, source, destination, and action. So we will discuss all this in the lab. Now we have a lab also. I have planned this for last 15 minutes. I will discuss on this network security group rules. So before going that, as we have discussed, there are inbound rules and outbound rules. Inbound rules are nothing but it will check the incoming traffic from any virtual network or anything uh, uh, to the other resource. Whereas outbound rules are nothing but the
One,
yeah, sorry.
what in protocol it is TCP, UDP.
Yeah, yeah.
What are these? And in source also it is there is service tag. No, could you
Yeah,
explain?
yeah, I'll explain. In the lab we have, I'll explain them all the things, okay? Now, in the next 15 minutes, we'll explain all the things. See,
Okay.
okay. Okay, I'll explain those things. Okay. Coming to the inbound port rules are nothing but the traffic that is coming to the virtual machine. Those are the traffics you can control. Whereas outbound port rule is nothing but outbound rules are nothing but the traffic that is going from virtual machine to the outside world. So those are all the things you can limit. Okay, I will explain these protocols and everything in the next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, going forward. Okay, so the this generally, if you wanted to create any network security group, you can select the type of source. So whether you can select like whether the source is any virtual machine, whether is any IP address. So there will be different parameters. Suppose if you wanted to limit okay, I will go to here in the paint window. Here instead of user, what I will do is I will create a virtual machine. Okay, from virtual machine, if any traffic is coming, from any type of traffic that is coming from this virtual machine. If you wanted to control, you can attach an NSG here. So in the source you can select it as it is coming from the virtual machine, like that. Someone is trying to join. Okay, yes, Vinay, you asked something.
Banu, like, so from the source, we do have lots of, right, VM, load balance,
Yeah,
like that.
correct.
With the, like, can you please check in the portal right away so that it will clear?
Yeah, I'll check. First I'm covering the theory, then I will go to the practical, that is why. Okay.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah. Okay. Coming to the source, when you wanted to create any network security group rule, so these are all the parameters that will be listed: source port ranges, destination service, destination ports, and everything. Coming to the source, so source can be anything, like any IP address. If you put any, then it will take whatever the thing that is coming from any type of list, like whether it is coming from any IP address range or any application security group or any default tag that you have set. So it specifies the incoming traffic from specific source IP address range that will be allowed or denied by this rule. So based on the type of source that you have chosen, it will show. Okay, as you said, I will open that. That will be better actually. If you wanted to create, I need to search for any one VM. Let me go to the virtual machines.
One another thing here, these Azure Virtual Desktop, these things are not discussed previously.
Where? Which one?
Mm, in what
Okay.
Azure Virtual Desktop, those things.
Where it is?
Once go to create a resource.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, in virtual machine, select once create.
I am
Somewhere
creating.
I saw the virtual machine only I saw.
Okay.
Not this one. Maybe I need to see exact option.
Okay. You can
The
check
virtual
and
desktop, those things I saw somewhere.
okay. You can check and come back. Not an issue. Okay. So okay.
Once go to virtual machines, there can we find.
Where I went there, right? Okay, I'll go here again. Virtual machines. Okay.
I think you know the options, no virtual desktop, those things.
See, virtual desktop are in the sense we have used the virtual machines only as part of 104 also, are in our project also we have used the virtual machines only. Okay. So virtual desktops in the sense actually exactly what you're referring. If you see that what is the exact term.
Okay, okay. I will check and I will tell.
Yeah, no
Okay.
problem. Okay. So what I'll do is, okay, first I'll complete the theory, then that will be great actually. Okay. So coming to the source, it based on the what is the type of source, you can filter. If you put as any, it will take all the parameters that is coming, or you can specify any IP address range or any application security group. You can choose that type of the rule also. Coming to the destination, yeah, whether if you wanted to choose any type of destination, is you can put any, or if you wanted to select any IP address range or any application security group or default tag, you can select. Okay, I will tell you one live scenario that I have faced in my project. Okay, I'll go to my paint window. Okay, so what is the scenario that I have faced in the project is in virtual. Okay, if you wanted to access it, there will be testing team. Okay, so what testing team will be doing is, so they wanted to test the application. So this you can tell in any interest of an automation, test an application. So if you they wanted to test the application, for that what they have asked us is, they have approached the DevOps team and asked us to create few VMs. So what we have done is we have created 5 VMs to them. So and we have given to those developers. There are around 10 developers. So what we have done is we have enabled the zit. Zit is nothing but just in time access. So I will discuss in later. Just in time access. So once you enable this functionality, what will happen is, it is like you will click on this JIT button, and if you click on OK, their IP, who is requesting the IP, let's say here Vinay and Sai are two developers. Okay, so what will happen is, Vinay is having IP address of 10 dot 0 dot 0 dot 44, and then Sai is having IP of, okay, expand this. Okay. Sai is having IP of 10 dot 0 dot 0 dot 55, let's say. So what is happens is, if you click on zit and click on OK, what will happen is, suppose Vinay is now trying to access the VM. Vinay will log into the Azure portal, and then he will click on zit. Okay, then what will happen is, it will add their IP address in the destination port, in the source port. In the source port, it will add the source range. It will create a rule. Actually, what will happen is, if you click on OK, it will create an inbound port rule, inbound inbound rule. So in this inbound rule, what it will specify, source IP address as Vinay IP address, source IP address as Vinay IP address. Okay, sorry. Source IP, it will take as 10.0.0.44. So then, okay, it will take the source IP as this one, and destination, it will take whatever the virtual machine you are trying to access. Let's say virtual machine is having then IP of let's say 15.15.15.5. So let's say, so it will create a rule like, source it will take as 10.0.44, destination it will take as 15.15.5, and okay, I'll try to fill here the same thing. Source it will take here 10 dot those things, and destination it will put as again IP address here, and then it will add the IP address manually here like 15 dot those things, and then it will create destination port ranges. It will replace with 3389. 3389 is nothing but RDP port. So 3389 it will put here, and then it will select. See, you have asked delete like, what is this TCP, UDP, and ICMP. It is the what is the protocols that we are trying to access these virtual machines. Okay, so when you deep dive into the virtual networking, you will come to know all the things. So as of now, we will be using the TCP protocol as TCP protocol only. So TCP protocol is nothing but transmission control protocol, whereas UDP protocol is nothing but user datagram protocol. So when you deep there will be many differences, like what is the difference between a TCP and UDP. So it is depend upon how it depends upon how you are accessing the VM. Okay, so when you go with UDP, you will be having some speed, some transmission speed will be high, whereas you will be having TCP, it will be less. I will post the exact difference in the WhatsApp group. You can go through them later also.
Okay,
And
means yesterday when I was checking in UDP, there will be no response whether data is received or not.
yeah,
Like
those
that.
type of
So I
differences will
want
be.
to, I asked you.
Yeah, correct, exactly. So those type of difference only will be. It is depend upon protocol is nothing but the response and the action that you are performing. Based on that, you will be getting the interaction with the target resource. Okay, and coming to the action, it will specify whether you want it to allow or deny. So you default will put allow, and what is the priority. Okay, as we have come to the priority, I will tell you. Okay, oh, priority. Priority is very important, because so now here first, generally, if you wanted to measure any rank or in class, first rank is the first person generally, a second rank is the second person, like that you will be having. Whereas here, coming to the priority, 100 is number one here, whereas 200 is, you will be having the second priority, and 300 you will having the third priority, like that you will be having. And there will be around 6005, it will be the last priority. This is the rules. So if you are giving the priority as 100, so this will be the topmost, and then if you are giving 101, it will consider a second position, this one. So what happens is, now I will go to my example here. Okay, testing team is trying to access a VM. So there are two developers, Vinay and Sai. Vinay has IP of 10.0.0.44. When Vinay goes to zit and he clicked on OK, it will create an inbound port rule, and source IP will be this, and destination IP will be here. And here it will add the priority as it will add the priority as 100, because it is the topmost priority, and it will create one rule. So one rule will be created. Okay, let's say I will show you here. So in the outbound port rules, this will be created like this: 100 priority is created, and it will be on Vinay name, and here source IP will be 10.0.0.44, and then destination IP will be 15.15.15.5. Okay, now see what's interesting will happen. Now Vinay is trying, he's working on that, and it is fine. Now after what happened is when a shift is completed and he went to the he went to home. So but this rule is as it is like that only. Oh, or else you let's say when I is working, but at the time only Sai also want the VM. So what he will do, Sai also will go to the zit and then he will click on OK. I mean he will access for the zit. Sai went to the zit and then he will click on OK. What happens is it also creates one inbound rule, and in the inbound rule it will take source IP as Sai's IP now, like 10.0.0.55, and destination will be same because he was trying to access the same VM 15.15.15.5. And priority, now what happens is as Sai is doing after when I Sai priority will be 100 and when I priority will be overridden and it will become 101. So now what happens is on the top of this size rule will be created here, like okay, here
So
one
it will override.
yeah, it will become one it will become 100 and when I will become 101 here. Okay, it will be overridden. Now by default 100 is priority, the mission will be allocated to Sai only when I will lost the access for this VM. So this is way how priority will be matter. Hope you are clear, right, this here? Okay,
Yes, Bob.
okay, fine. Now what I'll do is I'll go forward on the PPT. Coming to the service, okay, service. The service specifies the destination protocol and port range for this rule. You can choose the preferred service like RDP, SSH, or provide custom port range. So there will be a large number of things. So if you wanted to provide RDP, it by default take 3389, or if you wanted to provide any custom port range, also you can provide these things. And coming to the priority, rules are processed in the priority order. The lower the number, the higher is the priority. Just we have discussed it, right? We recommended leaving gaps between the rules like 100, 200, 300. Now 100 is the least number but having the high priority here. So that's easier to add new rules without having to exist. Okay, this is simple only. So these are the network security group. Network NSGs. You are having any doubts on NSGs? On a quick overview, what is NSG is? NSG will govern what is the type of traffic that is coming and flowing out of the mission. So it will take care of these things, and then we can create a rules for this inbound rules and outbound rules. Inbound rules will be governing the inbound traffic, and outbound rules will be governing the outbound traffic. Whenever you create any NSG, these three rules will be defaultly created. Okay, I did not tell this right. So whenever you are creating any network security group, by defaultly three inbound rules will be created: 6500, 65001, 65500, and the same thing for outbound role also. What will be there in the inbound role is allowed VNet inbound. So if you are having any virtual network, from a virtual network to virtual network, you can allow the traffic. That is the one rule. And Azure load balancer inbound. So if any traffic is coming from the Azure load balancer, you allow the traffic also. And other than these two traffics, you deny all the traffic. Don't allow any other things other than these two things. That is the first inbound rules. Coming to the outbound rules, allow VNet outbound. If you are under the virtual network, then allow the VNet traffic routing. So from one virtual network to then within the same virtual network, you allow the traffic. As yesterday we have tested, right? I shown yesterday. There is one. Here we are placing the two VMs in the same virtual network. So what is happening is without anything, any creation of any rules and other thing, this traffic is routed, and we are able to ping VM1 from VM2 and VM2 from VM1. The similar way that is getting explained here. Why it is getting pinged is because of this rule only. If you delete this rule, nothing will be get pinged here. You can try that also. And deny all. Okay, the second rule is allow the internet access from virtual machine. You can access any internet. You can access the internet at anything. So that is the one more rule here. And the third thing is delay all outbound. You should not able you should not send any other things other than these two rules. So these are the three default rules that are created for inbound and outbound security rules. Okay, okay. So these are all the NSGs. Coming to the ASGs, application security groups. This is the most important question that will be asked in the interviews. So what is the application security group is? Application security groups are also the NSG types only. Okay, I'll explain you with an example. It is not coming. Okay, I'll try to give the hostel example only. Just I can put it a better way. Let I'll see. Okay, so consider this is a hostel. Okay, there are three rooms here inside it. Let's say Vinay is staying here room, and Bhavani is staying here, and Dilip is staying here, and Sai is staying here. Okay, Vinay and Sai. Okay, I'll put as letters as V here. So here V is nothing but Vinay is staying here, and Sai is staying here, Dilip is staying here, and then Bhavani is staying here. So before while entering into the hostel, in the ideal scenario, if you consider network security groups, what will happen is you will be attaching one NSG here. So in one NSG, and for each and every room, you will adding one more NSG here, network security group for Vinay, Sai, and you are adding for Dilip, and if you are adding for Bhavani also here. So if I am trying to enter here, okay, Banu is outside here now. So I wanted to enter this hostel. So let us consider. Okay, all of the people are my friends. Then what I am trying to do is I wanted to enter this hostel. First, the security person will stop me here, and then what he first I will get stopped as first NSG. Then it will check whether whether I am having access to this not or not. So then I am now first target is I am trying to go to Vinay room. So then what I will do is my IP generally as all of my friends. Then my IP will be added in this security group. So in this NSG I am whitelisted. So what happens is I will able to access here. Then if I wanted to go to Vinay room, then I need to check my IP will be validated again here also. So two validations is happening. So if I wanted to go to again Sai room, again one more validation is happening here. Okay, let me. Okay, so again two more validations is happening at here and here. So as of now, four validations are done. If I wanted to go to Dilip room, six validations. If I want to go to Bhavani room, seven, eight validations. There are totally eight validations are happening here. So now what we can do is suppose Vinay and Sai are friends. Okay. Okay. Let's take. Okay. Vinay and Sai are friends. So then what they will do is they will create one application security group, and then they will attach one NSG here. Okay. Application security group here, and then they will attach one NSG for this application security group level. Okay. Sorry. So this is one ASG. So for this ASG, the okay, this NSG will not come. Okay, sorry. Okay, so they have created one ASG. So now what I will do is I will try to access this the through I will go to my hostel here security group, and then
ASG or NSG, Banu?
ASG okay, application security group.
ASG means?
I'll try to
Okay.
explain it. Okay. So ASG is nothing but we are grouping few other resources. Whether is any room. Okay. Now I consider this is a room, right? Now I will be giving access for this ASG. Now what happens is I can go to this ASG. I can go to here Vinay room or Sai room directly. Okay. Now what we are doing is we are logically grouping few of. Suppose these two are friends. Now what I will do is let's say Bhavani and Dilip are friends. What they will do? They will create one more ASG, and they will be giving me access at this ASG level. They will give me access. Okay, instead of NSG level, they will be giving that ASG levels. So what is happening is, if I wanted to visit Dilip or Bhavani, I need not to have two multiple requests. Just I will make one request, and then I will make request to ASG here. Okay, then I will be granted, and then I can visit any of these two rooms. Okay. Now I will try to explain this with the help of real world example. You got this right? It is nothing but we are logically grouping few identical resources, and then we are giving the taxes at the application levels. Okay. So I will try to give an example that will be better actually.
Okay,
Like
in which cases NSG is used and in which cases ASG is
okay,
used?
yeah, I'll give this example. After this example, you'll be getting clear. Okay. Okay. Let us consider you have three web applications, web apps. These three are web apps, and you have two databases. Okay, I'll take consider these two are databases. So what I will do, if instead of creating NSG and attaching for two databases, I need to create two NSGs. For three web apps, I need to create three NSGs. Instead of doing all the things, what I will do simply is I will create one application security group, and I will add all these three web servers under this application security group. Okay. And similarly, all the databases I will add in one more application security group. So what I will do, I will give this permission at application security group level. So if any person is trying to access this VM, any of the VM, he need to have access only to the application security group level instead of attaching each and every NSGs. So that is the main agenda of this and application security groups. Okay. So if you consider the same example what I try to explain here, okay, application security group are nothing but logically grouping virtual machines by workload and define network security rules based on those groups. So you are logically grouping them and you are defining the network security rules for them. So ASGs work in the same way as NSGs, but provide an application-centric way of looking at your infrastructure. So you can see here, instead of suppose if I wanted to create an NSG, how I will be attaching here? I will go here, I will attach here NSG, one NSG, here one NSG, and then you will create one more NSG, one more NSG. So what is happening is, where you are creating 5 resources here, Azure resources. Instead of that, if you create 2 Azure resources as application security groups, you can logically group them and maintain them, and you can define the security levels at a application security group level. Okay. That is the main thing. Okay, consider a
Yeah.
scenario. I will explain one scenario. See, there is a shopper's axis. Shopper axis, shoppers are nothing but VR people are trying to access the company's product catalog hosted on a web servers. The web servers must be accessible from the internet over HTTP port. There are two ports, port 80 and port 443. So these web servers should be accessible from the internet. That is one use case. And the second thing is, inventory information is located in database servers. All the database servers are accessible over 1433 port. So now what you will do as an architect is, what you will do, you will create one ASG for web ASG. So for web servers, you will create one web ASG, and for database servers, you will create one database ASG. Then what you will do is, then inside the again inside the ASGs, what you will do, you will create one rule like allow access from internet to web ASG with port 80 and 443, and allow database access to with one more priority. If you give these two priorities, it is enough instead of giving each and every access and each and every time. Okay, that is the here use case scenario here. So hope you are clear on this. So we will go with the lab scenario. I think lab scenario will complete in next 15 minutes like that. Okay, if you are having any doubts on the network security groups and ASGs, if not, I will go forward.
So, Banu,
Yes.
like NSG, everyone can go with ASG only, right? So instead of creating new NSG rules for each and every resource, means like it will take a lot of time to
Yeah,
access
see,
for.
it is based on the architecture how we are taking. Okay, so some architects might go with NSGs, but some architects might go with ASGs. It depends upon the application. So if it is a simple application, why you need to create ASG? You can simply attach an NSG, right?
Yeah, it will be like cost effective
Yeah,
again, right?
yeah, correct. So those are all the parameters will come into picture, and they will take the decision.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, thanks. Vinay, that is good question. Now, what is the lab scenario? Is what we'll do today is, so your organization wants to ensure access to the virtual machines is restricted. So I have a virtual machine, I need to restrict access to this. So what is the thing is here, as an Azure administrator, you need to create and configure network security groups, one thing, and associate network security group to the virtual machine. I need to create a one NSG, I need to associate that NSG to my virtual machine, and deny and allow access to the virtual machines by using network security groups. So using this network security group, I need to deny or allow thing. Okay, I will explain the lab scenario in paint window and we'll go forward. You are having any queries, please stop me and ask. Okay, consider a virtual machine. Okay, this is my virtual machine. So what is the task I am trying to do now is the same thing what we have learned. I am trying to replicate the same thing. This is the virtual machine. I will attach an NSG here. So through this NSG, I will monitor. I will create different rules, like what is the inbound rule that I wanted to do is, and what is the outbound rule. Those two rules I will be governing here. For this, what I should do is I should create a virtual machine one mission, and then I should create a network security group, and I should attach the both the things. Okay, I will start the lab now. Okay, so I need to create a virtual machine. So I'll click on virtual create a virtual machine. the first thing. The same task steps also I have mentioned here. Okay, before that I'll go to the task steps one by one. So first what I'm doing is create a virtual machine to test the network security, create a Windows Server virtual machine, don't configure any inbound port rules or NIC security group, network security groups, verify the virtual machine was created, review the inbound port rules and note that there are no network security groups associated with the virtual machine. So this is the first task. Second task is we should create an NSG and associate the NSG to the above virtual machine that we have created. So we should attach this NSG to this virtual machine. The third task is configure inbound port rule to allow RDP. So we should allow the RDP access to this. Third thing is we should restrict the access to internet. So we should restrict all the outbound internet access. So this is the thing we should add now. We should create now. I am going to my here portal. I'll create a new resource group here like networking. I will create. So as we are discussing on networking today, and then I'll create a virtual machine here. I'll give the virtual machine as networking VM, and then I'll go with these TOS and everything. I'll go with the Windows image here, and then here I will give the username and password. I'm giving my username. I am giving my password. I am giving my password again. Okay, I give the password. Okay, okay. So now what it was asked is to restrict all the inbound port rules. So now what I will do is I'll put it as none. So I am not allowing any port rules to ports to get opened. So I am closing all the ports now. So I'll go to the disks next. I'll go with standard SSD for now, and then I'll go to the networking. In the networking, okay, let us create a VNet. So network security group I am disabling because I will create a new network security group, and I'll attach to this. So that is why I'm putting as none here, network security group. And the public IP subnet is fine for me. It is getting created automatically. Go into the management. I'll put it as a management, everything same. Monitoring and disable the boot diagnostics. Otherwise, it will create a storage account for us. And then click on review and create. So what will happen is my virtual machine will be get created now. So it is running the validation. As you know, validation is nothing but it is invoking some REST API and it will validate all the things, parameters, as we have discussed in the Azure 900 module. Now my validation is passed and clicking on create. So my virtual machine will be get created. Meanwhile, we will be going to the second task. So first task we have created a virtual machine. We have disabled this inbound port rules, and we are creating that, and we are disabled the no NSG also, no disadvantage, because we have put it as none for both the things. Now I am going to the second task like create network security group. To create the network security group, how we will going is I'll open a new tab. I'll go to this all resources here, and then we can search for create. What is the resource you wanted to create is network security group. So I'll select this. I'll create this net. I'll click on create here. So I will select the resource group as networking that we have chosen here, and I'll put it as NSG. And okay, NSG I'll put as it is NSG. Okay, I'll put some other thing, networking NSG, and then I'll click on review and create here. So what we have done, okay, once the validation is running, invoking the REST API behind it, and hitting on create. So my network security group is getting created. Parallelly, my Windows machine is also getting created here. So the next task is configure an inbound security port rule to allow RDP. Okay. So as we did not allow any port rule here, ideally it will not happen. So before that, what we should do? We should associate the network security group with the virtual machine that we have created on the top. Okay, so my network security group got created. You can see here my VM is still getting created. Let it be. See here in the network security group that we have created networking NSG, you can see associated 0 subnets, 0 network interfaces. So nothing got associated. But you can see like as we have said discussed in the above PPT. Okay, I'll go here. See, whenever a NSG is created, by default, these three outbound port rules and inbound port rules will be created. You can see now here. So these three inbound port rules got created and three outbound port rules got created here. So
Is it
yeah,
actually,
sorry.
is it created automatically? It will create
Yeah,
automatically, right?
this will be created automatically. Correct. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'll go to my network interfaces. Okay, let my VM get created. Okay, my VM got also VM also got created now. Now what I'll do is network and I will try to associate my network security group to the VM. So what I should do is I click on associate here. In the drop down, you will be getting the networking VM. So what you have created, and then you click on OK. So what is happening is your NSG will be associated to your virtual machine. So okay, before that, if I click on networking here, okay, you cannot see, okay, as it is associated, these inbound port rules came here. Otherwise, these inbound port rules will not come here. Okay, I thought to show that. Okay, let me get the option to disassociate. Okay, I will do disassociate once again. You can see I am disassociating the network NSG from the VM. Now let me go here. I will refresh here. So you can see that inbound portals are empty. Means nothing. There is no network interface for this. And you can see the outbound portals all are empty. So if you are now what I will do is I will go to my NSG and I'll associate here. I'll click on associate. I'll associate my networking VM. I will associate this NSG to my VM. So once I associate, what happens is what are the rules that are there here, it will automatically get replicated here. Okay, let me go to connect. Let me go to networking again here. Now see you can see the rules here. What are the rules that are there came that got replicated here. Now what is my thing is here. I wanted to connect to my this virtual machine. So generally the process how to connect to the virtual machine is you will click on this connect button and you will go here and you will download the RDP file and click on this RDP. I'll try to connect. I'll click on connect here, initiating the remote. Okay, you will get an error. Just check. We'll see. Wait. See, as you can see here, okay, you got the connect error like remote desktop cannot connect to this remote computer because of the one of the reasons. Remote access to the service is not enabled. The remote computer is turned off. The remote computer is not available in the network. The first option is the correct cause for this. The remote access to the service is not enabled. So what we should do is now we will go into the networking thing here. In the networking, I will add an inbound port rule. So I clicked on this inbound port rule. Now I can select like what is the things that are that I should add here. So if you wanted to add any destination or anything, you can add that. Or if you wanted to put any, you can put like you can leave this default values any and any. And then if you wanted to select like any IP address you wanted to specify, you can give the IP also. As of now, I'll put as any here. And then I'll give the port range as 3389. 3389 is the default for RDP. I'll use the protocol as TCP here, and then I'll put as action as hello. I'll put the priority as 100 for me here, and then I will put it as hello RDP, just any name, any RDP connection. I'll put it as a RDP connection. I'll click on add. So what happens is now I am able to. I have created one security rule. In this security rule, what I have given is to access this VM, I have added the RDP connection here. Hello RDP connection. So now I will try to click on connect again. Now I will click on RDP file again. I'll try to connect this RDP now. I'll click on connect here. So now it is asking for to enter the credentials. Okay, now I should stop the recording to enter the credentials. Okay. So now what we have done, what we have completed is before providing the security rule, it was unable to connect. But after providing the security rule, now we are able to connect to the VM. As you can see, the we are inside the VM now. It is just loading. So this is the third task that we have accomplished in this thing. Okay, let me go to that lab scenario here. Okay. So first task is we have completed. The second task also we have created NSG and associated. The third task is first we have verified like we cannot connect the virtual machine using RDP. Then we have added a port rule, inbound port rule. Then we are able to connect to the virtual machine using RDP. The third task also completed. What is the fourth task is configure an outbound security port rule to deny internet access, because that is the main thing for us. What is the main thing is deny or allow access to the virtual machine by using network security group. No, I should not allow the internet access to this. So now what I will do is first I will test whether my internet is getting connected here or not. Okay, let me go to the VM here. Okay, I am inside the VM. As VM is pinned up just now, it will take some time here. I'll open my IE browser here. I think I should set the internet settings also. Let's see. So let me try to browse any site here. Google. So I'm trying to browse the site here.
Maybe I think it is requesting some scripts to add to save sites. You need to add them maybe.
Let me check actually what is happening. It is. I think it is very slow. Wait, here we should that options security. We will be having an option like enhance security. If we do that, it will allow actually. I think I should put that lens. Second. Internet and Explorer and enhance security configurations enabled. Now here we should take it, turn it off here. So it is under trusted sites. We are adding security tab, trusted sites, trusted options. I mean, it is like we should be able to allow this option. Then only we are able to we can access the internet.
Yeah, automatically if you previously received a pop-up, no,
Yeah, yeah, correct.
it will add here automatically if you allow.
Here I should add, right?
Yeah, on top you need to enter that URL and click on add.
Okay. Okay. So what is happening is here.
We add.
So now what is happening is I am able to access the internet from here. I added, right?
Yeah, every script it will, if there are any scripts missing, it will ask like this only.
Okay, okay, let it be. So I did not want all those things. Okay, what I'll do is if I click on this refresh button, what is happening is I'm able to browse this site. Now what I'll do is I will go to my virtual machine. So I'll go to my networking. So in the outbound port rule, I will restrict the access. So I'll go to my outbound port rule. In the outbound port rule, okay, I will add the outbound port rule here. So what I'll do is I'll put here source is any, destination is service tag, like if you're going internet. Okay, I'll put it as any other custom. Service tag star. I'll put here destination service tag internet service. Here the custom RDP destination is anything internet. Computer service tag internet. Okay, let me go with 3389 here, and I'll go to TCP. What I'll put is action is deny. So I'll put it as deny internet. Deny internet. I'll put it as add here. So I'm configuring my outbound port rule here. So let the rule get added here. Okay, security rule got added here. I'll go to here and come back. Okay, let me go to the connect and come back here where it got added or not. Okay, the outbound port rules, go to the deny option. Okay, deny outbound port rule. I'll go to my virtual machine and then I will try to access this again. What is this? Wait one second. Go to this one. Google.com. Okay, I think I should do a restart maybe. Okay, let me close this IE and open again. Go to my google.com. Okay, wait a second. Go here TCP, deny internet. In I should give it as any here. Destination is any. Put it as services. Okay, let me go with I have any internet here. Go with custom. Put it as RDP here. I'll save this rule. My rule is getting added here. Let the rule get updated. I'll go to here, connect and go back to my networking here to check whether the rule got reflected or not here. Go to the outbound rules. Destination is any RDP. Okay, let me check now. I'll close this. IE. I'll try to open here again. Google.com. Okay. Give me a second in the PPT whether it's the outbound rule to deny internet access from the virtual machine. Verify you will no longer access the internet from the virtual machine. The rule is correct only. Source is any internet source port ranges. Destination any.
We can actually, service tag with selecting internet and access should be denied.
Deny. Oh yeah, that is the deny only we have given. And we have given destination any service tag internet.
I think TCP.
Custom port ranges will be star here. And then I'll put it as any source. Then yeah, we'll try this. It will work ideally. Say save here. Okay, let the rule get updated here. Okay, the rule got updated. I'll go to my virtual machine. I'll close this IE browser again. I think to reflect the rules, I should reconnect maybe. Let me try here once. Okay, now it is trying to connect to the internet. Let's see our rule got reflected or not here. Yeah, see here it is coming like cannot reach the page. Make sure the web address is correct or search for the site, because as we have blocked this internet here, so we are unable to access site. The same way it will happen for the generally we'll be working for any organization like say Infosys or anywhere. Generally they will be defining these rules only, and they'll be defining them at the cart level. So Infosys network level, complete level, they'll be defining these rules. So like they will be specifying like facebook.com, gmail.com, and every Twitter or Instagram, all the sites will be under the blocked list, and they will be adding these rules here. So this is the
In
yeah,
missions,
yeah,
in the virtual machines, it should be blocked, right?
yeah, correct. I mean, they will see. I am giving an example. Okay, let's consider this is a network what these guys have developed. So at the network level, they will impose these things. Okay,
Okay.
yeah, this is the way how we have. So I think I have the content. This is the content we have for today. We have completed the lab also. So tomorrow we will go with the further networking concepts.
Manu, you did not explain about ASG, no?
Yes, yes, we have done right. The lab scenario. SGs we have completed right. The lab we have. I did not plan the lab for ASGs. I have planned only for NSG for today. Okay.
Okay, but I think it's better to explain tomorrow about ASG because you told about the NSG, no?
I mean the practical scenario you are saying.
Yeah.
A practical scenario it will be not possible, Dilip. Actually, we need to create the web servers database. I mean, we need to create a couple of resources. Okay, if we go, we will try to search if I can find any video where we can have this from the Microsoft side, and I will share that to you. Okay. In the if we have many multiple resources got created at in that time I'll plan that session. It is like a 5 to 10 minutes task only. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
better.
Yeah, I have taken your 30 minutes of time. Okay. Okay, if you are having any queries also, please let me know. Thank you guys. Thanks for joining the session.
Okay. Could you check regarding Azure Virtual Desktop?